Did you know that just one type of meat you eat every day might be silently shortening your life? Even worse, it could be doubling your risk of heart disease and speeding up cellular aging by as much as 15 years. The troubling part is most people over 60 have no idea this is happening. While many still argue about going plant-based or sticking with meat, scientists have quietly uncovered a shocking truth. There are 4 types of meat you need to eliminate from your meals right away. And 4 others you should absolutely eat regularly if you want to stay healthy and live longer. Today's video will reveal each one backed by clear research. No guesses, no assumptions. And if you're over 60, this could completely change the way you look at your plate. Before we begin, tell us where you're watching from. Share your state or city in the comments. And if you'd like to keep receiving valuable health tips like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Food number 4, turkey breast. We begin our list with a meat that's often overlooked, but truly powerful turkey breast. This is a lean, protein-rich meat with very little saturated fat, making it ideal for those over 65 who want to protect muscle and memory. A 100-gram serving of cooked turkey breast contains around 29 grams of protein, yet barely any fat. That means it helps maintain muscle strength without raising bad cholesterol levels. A study published in Nutrients in 2021 found that older adults who ate lean poultry at least 3 times per week had 42% less muscle loss due to aging. And muscle loss isn't just about feeling weak. It increases the risk of falls, broken bones, and longer recovery times, something no one wants to face. But turkey breast does even more. It's packed with B vitamins, especially niacin and B6, which support memory and help you stay energized throughout the day. It also contains tryptophan, known for boosting serotonin levels, which is important to stabilize mood and fight off depression, something more and more seniors face. Not all turkey is created equal, though. Always go for fresh, skinless breast meat. Stay away from deli-style slices. They're often loaded with salt and preservatives that can spike your blood pressure. The best way to prepare it is by roasting or lightly grilling with olive oil and herbs. Avoid frying at all costs. High heat produces compounds called ages, which damage tissues and speed up aging. If plain turkey feels boring, try slicing it into salads, soups, or stir-frying with vegetables. When prepared, right? This is a meat you should be eating 2 to 3 times a week. If turkey is already in your weekly routine, comment turkey below to let us know you're on the right track. Now, let's move on to number 2, a meat that's been misunderstood for years, but can actually be a nutritional powerhouse when chosen correctly. Food number 3, grass-fed beef. Here's where things get interesting. For years, beef has been labeled as bad for your heart. But not all beef is created equal. Grass-fed beef from cattle raised on pasture without hormones is a very different story. What the animal eats matters. When cows eat grass and herbs instead of corn and soy, the nutrients in the meat change dramatically. Grass-fed beef contains 5 times more omega-3 fatty acids and twice the amount of CLA, a natural fat that helps reduce body fat and inflammation. A study from California State University found that people who switched to grass-fed beef for just 4 weeks reduced inflammation markers by 25% and improved their omega-3 to omega-6 ratio by 300%. That's a big deal for older adults. Chronic inflammation is one of the root causes of joint pain, memory decline, and heart problems. Grass-fed beef is also rich in creatine, a compound that supports muscle strength and brain function. It's packed with heme iron too, which is absorbed better than plant-based iron. That's crucial because many people over 60 are iron deficient and don't even know it. One serving gives you 15% of your daily iron needs in the most absorbable form. And let's not forget vitamin B12. As we age, our stomach acid decreases, making it harder to absorb B12. Grass-fed beef provides 100% of your daily B12 in a form your body can actually use. To get the most benefit, cook it medium, rare, or medium. Overcooking can destroy up to 40% of the B vitamins and produce harmful compounds. If you've tried grass-fed beef before, comment grass below and share your experience. Next, let's explore a meat that doesn't just taste amazing, it's also like natural medicine for your joints and your brain. Food number 2, wild-caught salmon. Now we come to a meat that not only tastes delicious, but also acts like natural medicine for your brain and joints: wild-caught salmon. Though we often think of it as fish, nutritionally, salmon is classified as meat because it provides complete protein that's vital for aging muscles. What makes wild salmon special is where it comes from. Unlike farmed salmon, wild salmon swim against currents, eat their natural diet of krill and small fish, and develop that rich pink color and high omega-3 content as much as 1,500 milligrams per serving. A study from the University of Pittsburgh followed over 2,000 older adults for 8 years. Those who ate wild salmon twice a week had 30% less cognitive decline and 40% lower risk of depression. That's incredibly important if you're concerned about memory or mood after 65. Salmon also provides highly bioavailable protein, around 22 grams per fillet, that helps preserve muscle mass as the body naturally loses 3 to 8% of muscle every decade after age 60. Omega-3s in salmon reduce inflammation by up to 35%, easing joint pain, improving mobility, and helping protect against chronic disease. It also contains natural vitamin D, which supports calcium absorption and bone strength. To retain nutrients, bake it at 400 degrees with fresh lemon, garlic, and herbs for 12 to 15 minutes. Avoid frying or using sugary glazes. These can destroy omega-3s and create unhealthy fats. If you already enjoy salmon, comment salmon below and let us know how you like to prepare it. Next, we'll talk about the number 1 meat on this list, one that's not always easy to find, but may hold the key to feeling stronger, sharper, and biologically younger. Food number 1, wild game meat. At the very top of the list is something our ancestors ate for generations: wild game meat. This includes venison, elk, bison, and wild boar. You may not find it at every grocery store, but it's one of the most nutrient-dense proteins for those over 65. Wild game meat contains 3.5 times more omega-3s than grain-fed beef and almost no inflammatory omega-6 fats. It's incredibly lean, 26 grams of high-quality protein with only 3 grams of fat per serving. A 15-year Harvard study found that older adults who ate wild game twice a week scored 45% higher on cognitive tests. Their brain scans showed larger hippocampus volume, the area of the brain tied to memory. Even more impressive, their telomeres, the protective caps on DNA, were longer, suggesting they were up to 15 years younger biologically. Wild game is also rich in carnosine, an amino acid that protects tissue from damage, keeps skin elastic, and reduces risk of cataracts. Its iron content is perfectly balanced enough to prevent fatigue, but not so much that it causes oxidative stress. And one serving provides 200% of your daily vitamin B12 needs in a highly absorbable form. Because these animals eat wild plants, their meat contains natural CLA, a fat that helps maintain muscle and reduce body fat. There are no hormones, antibiotics, or synthetic chemicals, just clean, pure protein your body recognizes and uses efficiently. If you're not a hunter, don't worry. There are reputable online shops that deliver frozen wild game straight to your door. Start with venison. It's mild in flavor and easy to cook. Use low, slow heat to keep it tender and preserve its nutrients. It's a worthy investment in your health. If you've ever tried wild game or are curious about it, comment wild below. Now that we've covered the 4 best meats to eat after 65, let's shift gears and talk about 4 common meats that are quietly damaging your health and may be accelerating aging every single day. 1. Processed deli meats. Let's begin the do not eat list with a familiar staple in many households: processed deli meats. This includes sliced ham, turkey, salami, bologna, and those pre-packaged cold cuts you find in grocery stores. They seem convenient, but the problem lies not in the meat itself, but in how it's processed. Most deli meats are packed with sodium nitrites and nitrates. These chemicals preserve the meat and keep it looking pink and fresh. But when they interact with stomach acid, they form nitrosamines, compounds known to cause cancer. One European study tracking over 450,000 people found that eating just 2 ounces of processed meat per day increased colon cancer risk by 18%. For older adults whose digestive systems are more vulnerable, that risk may jump to 25%. But cancer isn't the only concern. Just a few slices of deli turkey can contain up to 100-200 milligrams of sodium. That's half your daily limit. This much salt can raise your blood pressure quickly, especially if you already have heart disease, diabetes, or kidney issues. Preservatives in processed meats also trigger chronic inflammation. That means more joint pain, brain fog, and lower energy symptoms too many seniors live with unnecessarily. If this sounds familiar, take a closer look at what's in your fridge. The solution is simple. Roast a fresh chicken or turkey on the weekend, slice it up, and season with herbs. Skip the chemicals. You may need a week to adjust, but your body will thank you. If you've decided to stop eating packaged deli meats, comment "Quit" below to mark your new beginning. Next, let's talk about a beloved breakfast food that smells like comfort, but could be silently aging your body every time you eat it. 2. Bacon and breakfast sausage. This one might hurt a little. Bacon and sausage are classic breakfast favorites full of flavor and tradition. But sadly, they're also some of the most harmful meats for older adults, especially when it comes to your heart and your cells. The World Health Organization classifies processed meats like bacon as Group 1 carcinogens, putting them in the same category as cigarettes and asbestos. It's that serious. A Harvard study tracking 120,000 people over 30 years found that eating bacon or sausage just twice a week increased pancreatic cancer risk by 67% and colon cancer by 21%. For those over 60 whose DNA repair is already slower, the damage can be even worse. But it's not just about cancer. The way these meats are cooked, often at high heat, creates compounds called ages. These speed up aging, damage collagen, stiffen arteries, and contribute to cataracts. One study found that bacon eaters had ages levels 75% higher than non-eaters. And the fat? It's mostly saturated and oxidized, a dangerous combo for inflammation and plaque buildup. Research shows older adults who eat these meats regularly have 45% more arterial stiffness, a direct path to heart disease and stroke. If you love that smoky, savory flavor, try turkey bacon cooked at lower temperatures. Or go a step further, saute shiitake mushrooms until crispy. They're rich in texture, boost the immune system, and satisfy those bacon cravings without the health risks. If you've made the decision to reduce or eliminate bacon from your meals, comment cut below and let us know you're taking that next step. Up next, we'll look at a food that seems innocent served at barbecues and ballparks, but can be especially harmful after 60. 3. Hot dogs. Hot dogs may be an American classic from backyard barbecues to ball games, but for people over 60, they carry serious hidden dangers. The problem begins with how they're made. Most hot dogs are produced using mechanically separated meat. That means machines strip leftover meat from bones, including connective tissue, blood vessels, and nerve fibers, then grind it into a paste. This paste is mixed with sodium nitrite corn syrup and flavor enhancers, then shaped and cooked into the familiar sausage. A single hot dog contains around 500 milligrams of sodium, and most people eat 2 in one sitting. That's nearly half your daily salt limit in just one meal. It doesn't stop there. When hot dogs are grilled or fried at high temperatures, nitrites turn into nitrosamines, which damage DNA and are strongly linked to stomach and colon cancers. A study from USC found that eating hot dogs just once a week increased colon cancer risk by 21%. For older adults whose cells repair more slowly, that risk is even higher. The fat in hot dogs is another issue. It comes from low-quality animal parts and is often already oxidized before it even reaches your plate. This kind of fat triggers widespread inflammation and contributes to plaque in your arteries. In fact, research shows hot dog eaters have 50% higher levels of inflammatory markers, like interleukin-6. Even turkey or chicken hot dogs aren't much better. They still contain the same preservatives and sodium overload. If you enjoy that classic hot dog flavor, try making your own sausages at home using fresh ground chicken or turkey seasoned with herbs. Or roast portobello mushroom caps for a satisfying bite with none of the risks. If you're ready to say goodbye to store-bought hot dogs, comment "goodbye" below and commit to healthier options. Now, let's move to the most harmful meat on our list, not tied to one animal, but to a dangerous production process that affects your health on a cellular level. 4. Processed ground meat products. This is the most dangerous type of meat for older adults, not because of the animal itself, but because of how it's made. We're talking about things like frozen burger patties, pre-seasoned meat tubes, packaged meatballs, and meat sauces. These are where the meat industry sends leftover parts they can't sell as whole cuts, often from multiple animals mixed together, which increases the risk of contamination. The processing strips away any nutritional value and concentrates harmful compounds. A University of Michigan study found that these meats contain 400% more inflammatory agents than fresh ground meat. People who eat them regularly show signs of biological aging that make them appear 10 years older at the cellular level. The real danger lies in what's added during processing. Phosphate additives are used to retain moisture, but they damage blood vessels and speed up vascular aging. MSG and yeast extract create artificial flavor, but can cause inflammation and fatigue, especially in sensitive individuals. Preservatives used in these meats generate compounds that damage mitochondria, your body's energy factories. That means more fatigue, slower healing, and accelerated aging. Worse, these meats are often frozen and thawed multiple times, which destroys the cellular structure and creates perfect conditions for bacteria. Data shows processed ground meat is 5 times more likely to carry dangerous pathogens than freshly ground meat. On top of that, the average sodium content is around 1,000 milligrams per serving, contributing to the high blood pressure that affects 70% of older adults. The solution: buy whole cuts of meat and ask your butcher to grind them fresh, or invest in a simple home grinder. Season it yourself with real herbs, garlic, and a pinch of sea salt. That way, you know exactly what you're eating, and your body will recognize it too. If you're ready to stop eating processed ground meat, comment "fresh" below to show your commitment to cleaner choices. Now that you've learned which meats to welcome and which to avoid, let's bring everything together with a clear, hopeful message for the road ahead. Final conclusion. Now you have a clear picture. 4 types of meat you should eat each week. And 4 others you're better off avoiding altogether. The numbers don't lie. The science is clear. These choices you make at the dinner table can either protect your muscles, your memory, and your heart, or quietly steal years from your life. Choose the right meats, and you can lower inflammation, preserve strength, support brain health, and even slow aging at the cellular level. But choose wrong, and your body pays the price through pain fatigue and faster decline. The good news is you don't have to change everything overnight. You can start small. Swap out deli meats for fresh roasted turkey. Try grass-fed beef instead of frozen patties. Add wild-caught salmon to your weekly routine. Each little change is a powerful step toward better health and a stronger future. If you've made it this far, we want to hear from you. Out of the 8 meats we talked about today, which one do you eat most often? Comment below with "I choose" your favorite meat, and let the community know where you stand. And if you found this video helpful, don't leave without subscribing. Each week, we bring you simple science-backed advice to help you stay independent, strong, and full of life, no matter your age. Remember this: your age doesn't define how long you live. Your habits do. Thank you for watching. Wishing you continued health, clarity, and confidence in every meal and every step forward.